What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another brand new Major Ben Gaming video. I'm sorry the videos have been a little bit sparse recently and I've not been kind of doing daily ones. It's just been really busy in personal life and stuff, but I'm hoping I can get back to getting on the grind with my YouTube channel because I really love what I do and I've missed doing it, to be honest. But we're talking about PS5 Pro here today. Now, we've had more and more rumors building over time about this system, and then for a while they kind of died down and we've maybe thought that this was just not something was going to happen this generation. Obviously, with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One generation, those consoles launched with very, very weak, very weak powered systems. I can't think of the words to say. They weren't very powerful systems. So we had an upgrade later on and 4K became a very big thing in the TV space. So those consoles kind of needed to be able to do, or at least output, a 4K image, which is what they did with the Pro versions. Now, we kind of thought for a while when the rumors died down that there might not be a PS5 Pro or an new Xbox Series X or whatever the hell they want to call that. But it's seeming on the PlayStation side like there just might be. Now, Tom Henderson of Insider Gaming is a person who's actually been talking about this more recently, and he isn't the kind of person to just be like a source of just trust me, bro. He's actually kind of a rumor person that gets a lot of stuff right. So I just want to give my opinions on this and just talk about this article for a second. So according to the source, there is even a tentative release date of late 2024 for the PlayStation 5 Pro, likely November, if based on Sony's launch history for the PlayStation series. While some might claim that would be too soon for a mid-generation release, it's worth remembering a PS4 was launched in November 2013, and then a PS4 Pro and PS4 Slim turned up barely 3 years later into 2016. So this is kind of following the same pattern here. Now, obviously, a late 2024 release would be about right. That would be going on 4 years after the PS5 had actually released. But what would be new with this system? Now, from what I'm seeing on these articles and various different other people who've talked about this is something that's going to be pushing ray tracing a little bit more, because from my personal experience, and it seems a lot of other people's, the ray tracing has been a feature that pretty much everybody turns off because they want the 60 FPS. Anyone who's playing these certain games at 30 FPS when they've got 60 FPS options, I don't know what you're doing, but you're playing games wrong. I know there's no way to play games wrong, but you're playing games wrong, because I'm sorry, but 30 FPS is just a no-go in my opinion for proper next-gen systems like this. So I think they'd be focusing heavily on ray tracing, but also just boosting the FPS of a lot of games. There has been quite a few titles that have released that actually aren't hitting 60 FPS. We've had Gotham Knights. Yes, that was a badly optimized game, and it should be running at 60 FPS, but still, it is a game that's factually running at 30 FPS. A Plague's Tale Requiem, a game that is severely demanding on even the highest end PCs, is another game that just will not hit 60 FPS. And that's probably not due to actually bad optimization. I would say that's down to the hardware. That is a very demanding game. So that's something that they would be pushing for native or very close to native 4K resolutions at 60 FPS, which was something that was promised for these systems. And I'm in two minds about this. So I want to just give my opinions for a second. Now, I think in some ways I'm leaning towards, yes, I'd like a PS5 Pro, and in some ways I'm leaning towards, no, I don't want one, because there's so many different factors here. Now, I've constantly been saying on this channel, and others on YouTube and various other places have been saying as well, we've not really hit the full potential of the current systems yet. In fact, towards the end of the generations when you hit the full potential, but there are so many features that aren't being used and utilized still. FSR is something that's still barely being used across a lot of these next-gen games. There's very few that use full RDNA2 capabilities, especially on the Series X. It is the more powerful system with the full RDNA2 system. It doesn't. The PS5 doesn't actually have full RDNA2, has a lot of the features which still haven't been utilized, but the Xbox does have more. Now, we have not seen those features being utilized in a lot of the games yet. that's something that frustrates me. So bringing a new piece of hardware out is kind of just allowing devs to just brute force their way to these numbers rather than actually optimize, which is what consoles are all about in the end of the day. The reason we get such great performance out of such cheap machines is because they optimize them well. Do you really think Last of Us would be capable of running on a PS4 if it wasn't for all that optimization? No. If you had a PC the same spec as PS4, you could not run The Last of Us on PC at all. Like, you just couldn't. It's not on PC. Well, the remaster is, but not the original. I digress. So in that way, I'm like, I don't really want a PS5 Pro model. But at the same time, from a consumer, it does seem like the developers just aren't going to be using a lot of these features. And in my opinion, if I get more games at 60 FPS or even 120 FPS, I'm a happy consumer. I'm getting higher resolution. I'm getting higher frames. Why would I complain about that? And for the similar price, you know, there's even some people speculating prices on here being similar to what the current PS5 is, or even just $50 or £50 more. We don't know that, obviously. We've got to wait and see. But I certainly would be someone who would buy this day one, because it's my main system, as I've said before, my PS5 up there. It's my main system, and I would 100% rather have more 60 frame games, or 120, as I've already said. And maybe they'd just implement those few RDNA features that we just aren't seeing on PlayStation, but they are on Xbox, and maybe they'll update that. You know, Sony know they're losing the power gap here. I don't think it's that big of a deal anyway, but Microsoft have kind of been clear about not having a mid-gen refresh this time. They've actually spoken out on it publicly and said that it's not something they'd want to do. So I'm interested to see if Sony does do that. Are Microsoft going to change their tone and do one as well? Because I imagine there'll be something where they've actually come out and said previously as well, they don't ever want to lose the power gap. Now, if you've got a PS5 Pro, then you're going to have games and, you know, looking better on that, and you don't have a Series XS or whatever the hell they decide to call it, then you're gonna have worse quality games technically on your system. So I don't know. The PS5 is flying off the shelves still. It's still hard to get a hold of. It shocks me that we're talking about a system already, even though, you know, we're only just over 2 years in. People keep saying we're 3 years in. We're not. It launched late 2020. Like, we're only just into 2023. So just over 2 years in, and we're talking about a refresh when still millions of people haven't got their hands on this system yet, and is still hard to find in certain places. So I don't know. I would like to have a PS5 Pro. I'm always in search of, like, you know, better graphics and stuff. And before you PC fanboys go into the comments and start saying, we'll play on PC. I don't like playing on PC. It's not for me. I do not enjoy it. My PC's here with a 3080. I'm using it to edit the videos and do whatever I need to do for work and stuff. No, I'm not gaming on it, okay? I play Call of Duty on it with the monitor because I can get 240 hertz at 1440p. That's the only game I play on it. I prefer TV gaming, and yes, I know I can plug it into a TV, but the amount of stutter issues on so many games launching on PC, I spend 90% of my time just troubleshooting this crap, and it wastes my gaming time. So I don't want to do that. But yeah, I'm always excited. If they do it, I will buy it 100%. I'm interested to see what happens. If there's any more updates, I will of course let you guys know. But I don't know. I don't think we need one. I don't think it's the same. We're in the same situation as last time, where 8K has become the new native experience for so many TVs that we buy. In fact, the statistic is there's still more 1080p TV owners than 4K. So we're definitely not in that 8K realm. And that 8K TV is so expensive. Like, really, are people going to go out and buy a PlayStation for a TV that costs 10 times the price of the system they're playing on? Probably more than that in some cases. Like, I don't know. I just don't think 8K is anywhere nearly there. That there's nothing that's been brought down in terms of price where you can literally pick up very cheap 4K TVs. I don't recommend you do, but you technically can get like a 4K TV for like £300 in the UK. Probably not worth owning one. I'd rather own a higher end 1080p for that price at this point. But I have an LG CX, and I just don't see a need to actually have an 8K TV. The only thing I would like is just higher FPS games. And some higher resolution would be nice. Actually getting native 4K experience over upscaled would be cool. In some cases, I think upscaled looks better in certain cases. Not very often. For those of you PC diehard fans, like I have actually plugged my PC into my TV before, hence why I know about the stutter issues. Native 4K on some of the games actually looks worse than upscaled. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.